Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Frontiers. We recently fished our first ever bass tournament with a local club called the Kankakee Valley Bass Anglers. Bunch of great guys, very accommodating, the first timers like myself, the guys that own boats. Just a all around super cool group of guys. Anyways, we fished down in Jacksonville, Illinois. As you can see here in the video, we got a pretty early start in the morning. I was waking up at 4 in the morning throughout the weekend so we could have a 5 a.m. start time. Here we are with the dispersal order, which was like the first guys or the place they got to leave ahead of everybody else, which was kind of cool. I had seen it in some other videos of tournament fisher guys on YouTube, but didn't really understand how they do all of this to begin with. This is the second day, and the guy I was boating with, he was the person in charge of directing it. So after we sent out everybody in the order that they were supposed to, we head out to our first spot, and here I am casting out. I believe we're casting buzz baits. We fished buzz baits and spinners like all morning to no avail. We moved around quite a bit. I ended up tying and doing a bunch of different things, and I wasn't really having any luck. The whole tournament days, it was bluebird skies, very overcast, or not overcast at all. Bluebird skies. There was no wind. It was just tough fishing conditions. It was still a lot of fun. So we started moving around docks in different areas, and as the sun started coming up, we were going across more and more and trying this and trying that to no avail. We just weren't catching anything. Wasn't for a lack of trying. After not having luck on baits like spinners and crankbaits and buzz baits and all the big stuff, I decided to scale it down and try out some finesse stuff. Uh, Here we're working around some wood and little points in between some areas and different cove and things like that. And I'm hopping this little worm about, trying to get the points on some deep water. We had a lot of pleasure boaters going by on the lake that weekend too. So I'm just rigging up this little plastic. It's a red plum. It's called plum, made by a Z-Man. It's a nice little bait, and I wasn't having any luck. And then we ended up getting bit just before the first weigh-in, which ended up being kind of cool. I was happy that I finally got into something. I had spent the whole previous day with no luck. This fish right here, he's pretty small. He barely made 2 inches. But this was a slot protected lake, so anything between the sizes of 14 and 18 inches we had to release. And out of all the guys that fished the tournament, there were only a handful that ended up having any bigger than 18 inches. So a lot of the fish on the bigger end before the slot limit kicked into effect happened to be like 13 3/4 inches, and the minimum was 10. But after I got my first fish just before weigh in, I was pretty happy. We had packed up here and we're on our way to the first weigh in with my one single fish. I didn't bother filming the first weigh in. Here we are back again at it just after first weigh in. And again, we're hopping around, we're cruising, we're moving pretty fast around the grass lines and weeds, and we're trying to hit in those little coves and backwaters to keep things going and moving along, trying new spots, trying to target those aggressive largemouth or aggressive smallies that would happen to be. It was a lot of fun. Never fished a tournament before, so it was interesting to see how all this stuff was done and be able to move around on a boat. This was actually only my second time ever fishing from a boat, even. I think we're getting ready to get into another one here. We had hit a nice little cove, and I was surprised because the water was pretty shallow. We were in less than 3 feet of water over here. And in fact, if I remember correctly, I think we were in a foot and a half, 2 feet of water over here. So I cast out to the back of this cove, and this buddy smacked it. He's a little bigger than the first one, but as you can see, he was fighting pretty hard. and I thought he was definitely much bigger than what he turned out to be. But he was still bigger than the first one, and he definitely had a lot of fight in him. He was trying to get under the boat here, so yeah, I got him. I'm super excited. As you see, they took that red worm, the Z-Man, on a shaky head again. Or they plum colored. That's my boat partner, Paul. I think he had got a snag, but that's going to happen when you're casting into a bunch of, down wood and things. You can see some wood right there. But here we are. I got him put into the live well there. Second fish for the day. Only one in the live well at this point. Got to re-rig this worm that I had set up. Beat up. I was constantly running them into weeds and wood, and bumping that hook would come through. But I didn't want to reset another one just in case. You know, I didn't want to run out of those red ones. Not that I didn't have more. I just didn't want to run out of them in that case. So after I got that fish, we moved into a bunch of other locations and tried things to no avail. Now here we are back at the boat ramp for a final weigh-in, and I'm getting my fish to bring them into the weigh-in. And I was pretty excited to see this because I'd never seen this process before. So at first I had a hard time getting them out of the live well, and then Paul let some of the water out, which definitely made them easier to grab. Here we got a couple of guys running the scale. We've got Nate over here in the blue shirt. I think Don is helping Mike weigh his bass, which is cool. They put them in a little basket and they got this plate that they set over them to keep them from flopping around on the scale, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that's how that was done, so I was pretty happy. So Mike got his weigh in. I don't remember the specifics or didn't care to keep track of everybody's, uh, particular weights. I know I didn't fish very well, and nobody seemed very happy with their overall weights and the size of the fish they were catching for the most part. Now we got Eugene weighing in. He's a pretty cool guy. He ended up weighing in 3 fish for the second weigh-in this day. So I think he was pretty happy about that. He definitely had more than most of the other guys for sure. So I step around here to kind of get a better view of how things are done. So now Nate's weighing out his fish and letting him know what he's got. Bubba's coming over, I think, to just kind of see how he did, or we got Don back there recording his official weight and fish count for the tournament. And here we go. Here's my monster. I think he came in just over 11 inches. I'm pretty sure he is probably only like half a pound. But anyways, still a lot of fun. I was just happy to have 2 fish for the tournament. Like I said, the whole first day, I didn't catch much of anything. So here we got some of the bigger fish for the day. That's Bubba. He's got one. There's Troy. He's got a nice bass there. Now we got Boozer. I believe Boozer had 2 good ones throughout the whole weekend on the second day. And then we had Don. Don's got a couple of nice fish.